together, folks. 10 seconds.
Best of luck. Pick check, please.
5.
Let's go to black.
3.
You need Cellulube.
All right, you little chocolates, fall in.
Who's made of delicious milk chocolate?
We are, sir.
I can't hear you. Who's made of rich, delicious, absolutely unique milk chocolate?
We are, sir.
And who's covered with a thin, colorful candy shell?
We are, sir.
So the milk chocolate.
Melt in your mouth, not in your hands, sir.
Keep it up and you'll earn those M's.
The M's will march mile after mile to make you open your hand and smile.
There's nothing like the sound of chocolate on the march.
In just a few hours, you'll be sitting around a campfire with Andy making delicious hot schmoes.
They're called s'mores, Buzz.
Right, of course.
Hey out there, this is the Loud House Critic, one guy with 1,000 views and all the episodes I must review. You know, the other day I was watching a few summer camp horror flicks. Sleepaway Camp, Friday the 13th, Cheerleading Camp. I always like these types of horror genres that are taking place around camp. You've got the tough guy jock, you've got the mysterious shallow goth, the four-eyed bookworm, the beanick that likes to do drugs, the seductive flirty girl who likes to have sex, and of course, the virgin. All those one-dimensional tropes in these types of movies, it's all good. But that doesn't seem to be the case with Bummer Camp. This one is the 18th episode from season 6, and is clearly likely above all the 264th episode. So after seeing Lynn Sr.'s dad in camp and seeing him again in present danger, they finally did an episode with the Loud kids actually bonding with him with this episode. So when I first heard the plot about this, I kind of felt like this was actually going to be a really good episode, but in the very end, well, you'll just have to go to camp and see if you can survive the killer.
Squidward, are you okay?
No.
Quick, jump inside our anti-sea bear circle before he comes back.
Yeah, sea bears often attack more than once.
Are you crazy? A dirt circle won't stop that monster. I'm running for my life.
Don't run! Sea bears hate that!
Thanks for the tip. I guess I'll just limp home then.
They hate limping more than running!
Well, I guess I'll just have...
We now return to a special episode of The Dream Boat. Bryn finally reveals who's won her heart.
Not too damn sure if I can consider her damn fine good looking, but Kelly, she's so erotic.
Love you till your eyes roll back. I'm trying to put you to bed.
And what's with these two guys? What kind of show are they even watching? Is this The Love Boat or Drawing Together 2.0? As I recall, I think I remember seeing that pirate in a short with Lucy Loud saving Edwin from a band of pirates.
OM gosh, Bryn chose Gramps. I did not see that coming.
You freaking idiot!
I rigged the television so our calls are routed through it. That way none of us would have to leave the room and miss out on all of the seafaring dishiness.
Shit, Lenny. Now you tell me how smart you have to be to notice something that isn't part of the show you were watching. But let's see what the old man wants.
Ahoy, my little minnows!
Hey, Gramps, what's up?
Well, kiddos, I'm in a bind. I got a new batch of campers coming in a week, and my counselors just bailed on me during training.
I can't even imagine why the camp counselors actually ran away. You think there's a serial killer lurking in the forest that he's got his own makeshift cabin? Or did they just bail for some other dumb excuse? Then again, a really good excuse.
Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those two others were killed? The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned.
Why, without counselors, I'll have to close down Mastodon and return to life at sea.
Undisputed, uncontested, multi-suited.
Yeah, you guessed it, master of the sea.
Ah, breaks my heart. I love this ding-dang camp. All the summers your dad and I spent here together.
And you're not gonna believe where I'm gonna put that on my list as soon as I'm done reviewing all the Loud House episodes from season 5.
So, if you know any counselors, just let me know. Gramps, over and out. Where do I? No!
This is why I put all my phones and tablets in a Ziploc bag when I'm on a boat. Did anyone else see what was at the bottom of the lake? Looks like there's more treasure.
Gramps leaving? Major foul! I don't want him to go! None of us do today. We just got him back.
Hey! Easy on the kicking. You ain't playing ball in the house, sister. But as usual, Lincoln has an idea. And I hope it works this time. Shit, Lynn kicking the couch like that reminds me so much of a scene from Race from Charlie Brown with the fucking waterbed. Speaking of, they don't have waterbeds at camp, do they?
We can be Gramps counselors. Then the camp will stay open and he won't go. Who's with me? Yeah! Camp Mastodon, here we come. Guys?
Yeah, gonna need 5 minutes. We have to see who Bryn picked.
You know what?
Little rascal, let's go.
And the kids arrived at Camp Mastodon. Now remember what I said back in Driver's Dread with Lenny Loud getting her driver's license? Since this, along with Sleepstakes, came before that episode, I'm pretty sure they could have just aired Driver's Dread first before they could air this episode. Because some of the timelines can be a little confusing. And I don't really fucking buy that excuse of Rita wanting to work out in the loudest yard and not wanting to work out in Help Kick.
Oh, kids! What the heck are you doing here?
I'm saving your life.
Hope it's not too late for your new counselors to start.
Yeah, we aren't gonna let Mastodon close. Looks like you won't be needing this. Yeah, I'd like that.
Well, back to my hatches, my little loud lifesavers.
Look at the look on Lana's face. It feels like she's ready to fucking die. But let's see what's the first task that they have to do to save Camp Mastodon. I don't know what to make of that face that Lily is actually making right now, but that's the kind of face that kind of feels creepy the way she is smiling like that. That's gonna give you the explosive case of diarrhea.
Here are your sleeping quarters.
But you got all those cabins.
My crew sleeps on board, but don't worry, my boat has every creature comfort.
Row, row your fucking boat gently down the lake. We all will be dead really soon.
Horror of horrors. It would appear there are no bathrooms.
Oh, silly Sandad, of course there are.
Survey says...
La 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 la!
God damn it! I'll name him Sloshy Jr.
Ew. Get your fucking face right off that bucket. No wonder Lynn Sr. got that DNA injected inside Rita and had Lana the same kind of brain his grandfather gave him.
Well, his name is actually Frank, but that has a nice ring to it. Anyway, I'll let you get settled in.
Settle in, I'd rather do this.
You dick!
I'm gonna kill him.
Come on, Gramps, lay off the horn. It's 3 in the morning.
My crew starts early. Like we said in my fishing days, a minute after dawn, and the mackerel are gone.
By the way, have you noticed something completely different with Lynn's shirt when she's in her PJs? Look at that. She has a number 5 on her shirt instead of a number 1. I just love what Season 6 is actually doing to some of these characters. And I can't wait to start next week on Lynn's first episode review. And it's a really good one, too.
Mackerel, always in a hurry.
We'll meet at 0400 hours for training. See you then, crew!
Trust in me.
Yeah, that's one of my reasons why I never became a fisherman. I'm not an early person. I'm more of an afternoon person. Then again, more of a night owl. And what the hell is Lily even actually sleeping in? Because seeing her like that reminds me of all the sleeping places with the 7 dwarfs in Snow White. Fuck, is it just me or did a bird just actually scoop up a fish in an ice block?
Water is colder than the liquid nitrogen freeze chamber in winter. Why are we out here, pray tell?
The better question is, why the fuck is Lily actually even out here? She's still a freaking baby. Then again, a toddler. And I thought Lynn Sr. was more child abuse with his kids.
Leonard Loud's crew catches its own chow. Why, back in my seafaring days, we ate nothing but fresh fish.
Hey, ya pal. We got these newfangled things called grocery stores now. You know, you buy things.
What the fuck is it gonna take for these writers to make her put down that fucking dummy for once? Can you at least have a fucking normal conversation with people? I mean, could you do that? If you're able to have a conversation with Benny without using Mr. Coconuts, then you can do the same thing with your family too.
Your turn, and I want everyone to do it the right way, by hand. You got knocked the fuck out, bitch!
I want you to imagine the giant crab from Moana with Lynn in this scenario. Little Lynn, now it's time to kick the gremlin.
Ever seen someone so shiny? Soak it in, cause it's the last you'll ever see.
Rematch! You and me, fish face!
Oh, don't worry, crew. You'll be doing this every day, so you'll catch on.
How do I tell you this, my boy? We're in hell.
You gotta scrape the barnacles off this so it'll be ready for the campers.
Barna, call me crazy, but why not get another canoe?
For pretty much barnacles actually sitting on a canoe like that, those things could be really bad. And I thought the camp owner from Camp Sleepaway actually was pretty terrible himself. And yet that's still one of my favorite underrated horror feature films.
I'm gonna beat your fucking ass to this! You and what arm? Oh, shut up and let's go. Come on.
In fact, I can argue and say that's probably a better horror camp feature film than Friday the 13th.
You're just what I've been looking for. No other boy can love you more. You're the only girl I adore.
No way! It's still got lots of life. Besides, back in the day, we couldn't wait to scrape barnacles. Have fun, minnows!
Is it too late for that big-ass fish from the lake to come back here and eat me whole? The look on their faces, they're like saying, we're starting to regret this already.
There aren't any more! That's the whole barrel!
There's your answer, Carlos.
You dumbass, let me try.
Well, rig my sails! I'm impressed, kiddos. Guess you won't have any trouble with the rest of them. Well, let me know when you finish.
Survey says...
I've been stood up. I've been stood up. I've been stood up.
Son of a bitch, you just take off like that and you're not even gonna jump in to actually help them out? Yeah, why do you think they closed so many outdoor camps down? And by the way, where the hell is Lincoln? Seriously, is this Loud House or is this fucked up Veggie Tales? Because you can't do both. Either way, it's no good to be VeggieTales. Later at night during a campfire...
Well, who's gonna start? Dang it!
This is the reason why we love you so much, Gray Griffin. I should have just asked you to do a couple of lines for Lily. As Lily being last, she has to tell Gramps.
Gramps!
Yes, little minnow.
Fishy stuff no fun. Bad for camp.
Oh, what do you mean?
You know, I'm really so grateful they actually gave Lily more of a person since season 5. Especially when they're giving her more body language. Say what you want about her, Michael, but I consider Lily Loud, Pebble Flintstone, and Mayday Parker the cutest babies of animation.
I've got some lovely bananas here. Don't wave your hairy bottom at me!
Gramps, dude, what Lily's trying to say is that all that fisherman stuff was great when you were a fisherman.
But it's not so great for a camp. You have to make people want to come here.
Which means changing how you run this establishment. Perhaps make it more like it was when you and Father were campers.
I may not know how to run a campground, but I do know how to have some fun around it. I'm one of the people who actually love camping, especially when I'm big with horror-themed camp movies, if they are really that good. I mean, watch Friday the 13th, watch Sleepaway Camp, watch Cheerleader Camp, and even take a look at a big rip-off of Friday the 13th called Bloody Murderer. And let me know which one would you watch more.
But I was a fisherman for so long. It's all I know.
Well, you gotta try, and we can help you.
I gotta think it over, kiddos, and I do my best thinking on my boat.
Well, I guess there's some people you just can't judge too fast on. He may be old, but I guess he must be fast.
Gramps says he'll give it a try.
Excuse me?
I'm fluent in boat horn.
Is there anything you don't speak in at all? Then again, you may not know Spanish too well. Trust me, I tried Spanish class for 2 weeks. They kicked me out.
Ooh, ouch.
Time to get your proverbial camp legs back. Surely you must remember archery. It's a cinch. Watch.
Merida, stop this!
You're up, Gramps.
I'm so sorry. I know just the thing.
Oh, hell no.
Timber.
Did you chop down this tree?
Now we come out in the middle of the lake to do water skiing. Normally I never do water skiing, and yet one summer I was going to try to do barefoot skiing, but it never happened. But I do like tubing.
Water skiing? I shall lack my hoe. This I'll get right for sure. Lola, sweetie, you ready?
Prepare to be dazzled.
Show off.
Well, she's got grace and style. At least she's not actually water skiing topless.
Look at the size of that one! Look, he's getting away! Hang on, kids!
Survey says...
Looks like he got away.
Can somebody help me out here?
Oh, Lola, sweetie! I forgot you were back there.
I got knocked off by a tree 3 blocks back. Thanks for noticing me. You remember that line? Again, I'm not too exactly sure if that's how the way she said it. You were here to let Lola have water skiing, not play hunting skills on Steven Spielberg's Jaws.
Cheer up, Gramps. There's no way a fella can foul up s'mores. Knock on wood.
I got a different game we can actually play, Luann. How much wood could you chop from Mr. Coconuts into wood? You put him on the platform of the wood splitter, pull the lever, and watch that huge axe blade split him right down the middle. And now you would have wood. Oh, Mr. Coconuts got splitted by a wood splitter.
Yeah, you can do this.
Here you go, my little minnows. Gramps' famous s'mores.
I'm not gonna lie to all of you out there, I am the biggest fan of s'mores. And it doesn't matter what kind of chocolate you actually use. You can use Hershey's, you can use Kit Kat, and you can also use Reese's. I didn't get my first s'more until I was 8 years old. But when I was indoors when it was snowing, I would microwave them.
Now the best part, pounding it.
I'm tasting chocolate, definitely graham cracker and marshmallow, but there's something I just can't place.
Oh shit, something stupid is about to happen. I just feel it, especially when Lanny just pointed that out.
Yep, that's lake trout. I thought the scales would give it some extra zing.
Yes!
God damn!
The horror! The horror!
What the hell is wrong with you, you sick bastard?
Aw, I'm as hopeless as a schooner with no sail.
Shit, I can't even imagine why. Ow! Then again, I can't be too hard with this guy. He's pretty much an old fella.
I appreciate all your help, kiddos. You've done everything you can do. I'm just not cut out to run this place. As much as I love Camp Mastodon, I'll have to sell it.
No!
I'm surprised he can't even remember all his memories about being here at the camp of what he and his son used to do around here. That could have been so much helpful. If you love the camp so much, you could have actually showed the kids what you used to love doing back in the day before you even became a fisherman. Other than you and him actually rolling in poison ivy. I have a feeling this was supposed to be a Lynn Sr. episode, but instead they just decided to let it be his dad in this episode instead. Because, you know, him and his dad always cried like a bunch of biatches. And I pray like hell that season 7 is actually going to provide us something for Rita's backstory. Maybe might even see how the way Pop-Pop used to look when he was younger.
It's okay. I guess I'm meant to be a fisherman. You can all bunk in the cabins tonight. I'm gonna head out in the morning and follow the tide wherever it takes me.
Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go.
We'll see each other again someday, my little minnows.
Oh, the poor dear. Oh, that's too bad.
Poor naive appendage.
I want Gramps to go.
It's been so great having him back and spending time together.
Now what's up?
Rough translation, Gramps says ding dang darn it.
Poor fellow. Hey, maybe we can cheer him up a bit.
Of course I have a plan. And it begins now.
Looks like it's just you and me, Frank.
Did they really have to make Lurch actually sing like that? The movie felt like it was just for children. For those who don't even know the Addams Family, as if we already know who they are by now. Same way I can say about that fucked up movie, Scoobed.
What the heck? Kids, what are you doing here?
We're going with you, Gramps.
We promised to help you out for a week. Now we'll just do it on your boat.
You know, watching this episode kind of reminds me of an episode from that remake of DuckTales, how Donald lives on a boat. Now that I think about it, I wonder if that's how Coach Patowski actually lives, on a boat, especially using a bucket to go to the bathroom. Because I'm pretty sure there's a better way to do that.
Ah, you silly sea cucumbers! You don't even like the fisherman's life!
Doesn't matter, Gramps, dude. We'll do whatever it takes to be with you. I'll learn to swab the deck.
Scrub the deck and make it look shiny.
And I'll learn how to hoist junk.
Think of a wonderful thought, very, very little thought.
Christmas in the snow, little sleigh bells go like reindeer in the sky.
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. High up you go with a high and tow to the stars beyond the blue. There's a Neverland waiting for you, where all your happy dreams come true.
And I'll even learn to pee in a bucket.
Okay, well, good luck trying to polish a turd.
That ought to be fun for you, especially if Lana actually enjoys it. Speaking of, I wonder if Lola even noticed that Lana actually had a bucket in their room.
Sloshy Jr., Lola. He has a name.
Let's pray like hell that she doesn't catch anthrax by holding that bucket next to her face.
Gramps, all we really care about is spending time with you, even if it means doing a bunch of boat stuff that we are not good at.
You know what? If you all can try to make it work at sea, I can try harder to make it work on land. Especially if it means I get to be with my minnows. Bring it in!
Come over here, big group hug. Group hug. Never. Ever.
Let's hope you can actually do way so much better than actually using fish to make fucking s'mores. Cause I gotta tell you, there's a lot of episodes I sense vibing into this episode that already did a plot like this before.
You're doing great so far, Gramps.
Who's ready for some water skiing?
Look at me, I'm barefooting!
Woo! Yo, Paquito! Dos Granitos! Pronto!
You gotta try this!
Yay! I'm doing it!
Look behind you.
Holy shit.
Shit, I guess there is such thing as a big fish that can actually eat a human whole. I knew it couldn't be a big-ass whale that swallowed Jonah. But I hope you're really good at filing lawsuits.
Hey, I'm back here with my camper! That way, sturgeon! Spit her out right now!
Let her go now.
Drop it! Drop it!
My God, and the great monster spit me up on the shore.
Whoa, that was awesome! I want to do it again!
Not again. Not ever again.
Especially if you want to be digested the next time. Being swallowed by a big fish like that, it's not a good death to have in your will.
Number 2, eaten alive.
But if you insist, be my guest.
Well, at least we know what's for dinner.
Oh. So that has, had, and always will be a bummer camp.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg.
So there were a bunch of problems with this episode, but somehow I'm just gonna let that shit fly because honestly, this was kind of a fun episode. It felt like it was a season 1 Loud House episode. I say that because it feels kind of nice and enjoying to see the kids trying to live their life like a fisherman as their grandfather does, while they're also trying to help him save Camp Mastodon. And there were a bunch of good laughs I had with this episode, especially with that big ass fish. The way Lily talked to Gramps, and also with Lola wire skiing until she crashes into a bush. Now, with the few problems I had with this episode, some of them were really gross humorous, like using a bucket as the bathroom, or how the way he made s'mores with fish. And of course, there were a few problems with their grandfather, making them scrape barnacles off the boat when he could have at least jumped in and helped them out, or making them catch fish early in the morning when the water is freezing. But he's not entirely to the actual complaint of being completely unlikable, unlike how Lynn Sr. was before. Then again, something like that might happen in season 7. In fact, I felt like this episode was kind of a Kids with Lynn Sr. kind of episode, except you have the grandfather for a change. But I will admit, the story did feel so solid to me. And it actually really did a good job of how, what kind of word can I use? I don't want to use the R word in this review. Anyway, the story demonstrates about how different ability people can't seem to let go old workforce of doing things, and somehow that could be a problem for them and others, especially with family. Something like that kind of works with this episode, especially when you got Leonard doing his old fisherman habit, along with the kids trying to adapt while they're trying to save Camp Mastodon, which I love the continuation of what they did after camp from 1 year prior, and bond with their grandfather, especially when you have Lily actually talking in a full sentence, which I find is adorably cute, ever since she started with school. But if I may, I think I could just watch Camp over this episode. Now, this ain't saying it's a bad episode, I'm just saying the episode special, Camp, was actually an unpredictable story. This episode is good, but it's nowhere anywhere near greatly good. Depends on how you slice it. But I would just watch Camp first before I even watch this episode, and let me know what you think. This has been the Loud House Critic, and let's all get ready for Linsanity next month.
In the loud house, duck, dodge, push and shove is how we show our love. In the loud house, gotta love mom and dad for not going completely mad.
Yay, Grouse! He left the house! He's biting meat and can't be beat! Go, Grouse!
When the day is done, when the race is won, my life has only just begun. When you're next to me, so much more I can see. There's nowhere that I'd rather be. When I'm away from you, and there's nothing I can do you think the same things too? When the time has come, I don't want you to run. You know that you're